friends, and welcome back to Belle's Library. I'm Heather, and today we are going to be continuing my Enneagram Readathon mini-series here. Basically, we are doing one of the prompts from the Enneagram Readathon, and we have a book for it, and we're going to do a little reading vlog with it, and maybe a couple other Enneagram type fun activities along the way of some kind. So, for this one, we're going to be reading my poll pick that I did on Instagram, and that is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. I am about 100 pages into it at this point, so I've got a good little start to the book. It's about 500 pages, so it is a YA fantasy, and this is actually standalone, which I'm really excited to see if I can get some more fantasy standalones that I enjoy. And we are following Elizabeth, and Elizabeth was raised in this great library, and one of the things about the libraries in her world is that they house all these grimoires, and sorcerers are considered like evil in her world, and the grimoires, they have to be kind of like locked up. Some of them have to be like chained up or have like salt put around them, something to kind of keep them from turning into these evil malefics. And so Elizabeth right now, she's an apprentice and she's training, and she really wants to become a warden in the library system and be able to kind of fight against any malefics and such. So basically, one night, one of these grimoires like gets released, and due to some circumstances, Elizabeth actually gets framed for it, and so she ends up having to team up with another sorcerer, Nathaniel, to kind of clear her name, and maybe some of her preconceived notions about sorcerers and what she's been told about the world are going to be challenged a little bit along the way. So now, at 100 pages in, I'm really feeling like at this point, you know, we've been introduced to Elizabeth, and we're starting to get to know her character, and we have Nathaniel, and I am feeling okay about it at this point. I don't feel like the writing is great. I think it's just kind of average, and I'm wishing that there was maybe a little bit more detail or something. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of like, okay, sure. And our main character, I feel like sometimes she is just really like naive, and I just am like, okay, but like, really? I don't know. Sometimes her thinking, I'm just like, you're not really like thinking through this very smart. But then like other moments I'm like, well, that was very smart. And like, she's very good. I feel like under pressure, she makes like smart, good decisions. But like, otherwise I'm just like, when you're actually like thinking this through, like you're not like thinking this through very well, you know? So I can't really decide how I feel about her. I actually really like Nathaniel. He's kind of like sarcastic and really just gives Elizabeth shit for thinking the way she does. He'll be like, oh yes, I need to drink orphan's blood once a week to keep my complexion or something. And like, you can tell he's totally joking, but she's just like, what? Kind of reminds me of Linus and House in the Cerulean Sea in that way. Like, you're just like, anybody else to be able to tell that they're like totally messing with you and you're just like oblivious. So yeah. So it's going okay so far. I'm not like super sucked in quite yet, but we are still really in the beginning, and we're just kind of setting up the story. And basically Elizabeth and Nathaniel, they are on their way to the magistrate so that Elizabeth can like tell her side of the story and try and clear her name. And obviously we've got a little couple, well, I would say one main bump in the road so far that's kind of thrown things off, and that's kind of where I'm at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how that trial kind of goes, I guess, and where we're going to go from here. But I am really enjoying kind of Nathaniel's character, and his servant, I guess, is very interesting as well. I actually was just reading a couple of pages and kind of laughing at the servant. He's definitely a little different, but I very much enjoy him. So that's where we're at with this one, and I will update you guys when I'm a little farther in. Hey guys, so I am back, but I'm not really going to update anymore here because I haven't read anymore for the last couple days. Yesterday I just kind of took a break from reading because sometimes you need an off day and that is okay. And I will probably read a little bit more today, but I mean, one day I haven't read, that's fine. I actually wanted to get on because my nails are needing some painting. They're nice and bare right now. And so I figured my Enneagram can help me pick out what color nails to have, right? Yes. So I've got my bag of nail polish here. I guess I'll just dump it out there. So I pulled up a couple of things that we're gonna kind of look at some nail stuff here. Okay, so the first cute little Enneagram manicures that I found said that Enneagram 2s like something with some cheerful vibes and that they would ask the nail tech for advice. So I'm doing this myself, so I'm asking myself for advice. But cheerful vibes. Okay, so let's see. I feel like this kind of orangey color is kind of cheerful and like happy, right? So that one's kind of fun. We can put that one to the side here. I also got this one in my Ipsy, and it's kind of this bright, like reddish color. I don't know, it's just kind of bright and happy. So I feel like that's a good one, maybe. I feel like this blue, it's kind of like a bright, fun, cheerful blue. So maybe something like that, I don't know. I feel like that's like my most cheerful colors. I think the orange is honestly the first one that I thought of when I was like, cheerful colors. But those are good. So we've got some cheerful color options. Then I also was like, okay, let's just see if maybe I can find something else kind of. So I found, this is kind of like, I think it's more paint colors or something. But it kind of looked like little swatches of like nail polish. So I was like, this is kind of cute. And it had some pretty colors. So I figured let's see if maybe we can find some colors that would match this. Because they're pretty colors. So the first one's kind of, it looks like a lavendery color, and I feel like maybe this one actually is kind of pretty and kind of matches that first color on the top. Then I feel like that's kind of a mint color, and I don't think I have anything like that. I have this one, but it's like a darker version of that. Like that one's pretty light. And then what's it say? Neighborly Peach. So kind of a peachy color. I don't know, I feel like that one's a little dark too. I have this one, but again, it's a little bit darker, I think, than what's in the picture, but it's kind of close color-wise. And then Sunflower. This one's a little too orangey that I had earlier. And then we have like a gold. I mean, maybe that's like the closest. I don't have these perfect colors, it looks like. And then the last one, Terracotta. I actually really love terracotta eyeshadow. It looks really pretty on blue and green eyes, like really helps them pop out, I feel like. So, you know, if you ever see a terracotta color and you're not really sure about it, they look great on. So definitely like it for eyes. But let's see if I have anything nail-wise. I feel like this might be like my closest, but it's not quite there. So let's build this up like the picture. 1, 2, 3. Then we have this color. And then this color. Oh, there it is. Maybe, sort of. Okay, there's the 5 colors according to that. And then we've got our cheerful vibes colors. And then I'm supposed to be choosing a color to actually wear. So I don't know if that helped because that's a lot of colors. Okay, I'm gonna nix these because I love a lot of these colors, but technically it wasn't like the manicure-y ones, right? So we'll do the cheerfulness, and I don't know. I'm kind of like, I really liked this color when I wore it the other day and kind of feeling it, but I didn't even think about this color. Super bright pink, and it's cheerful and happy, and I haven't worn it yet. This is another Ipsy one. I haven't worn it yet. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of almost leaning towards this pink now because I didn't even think about that one, and I didn't even see it. I feel like the orange for me like is a little fall vibes. And I don't know if I'm feeling blue. I think I'm gonna go with this. So I haven't worn it yet. It's bright, it's cheerful. So we're gonna paint my nails in this bright pink, and it's gonna be delicious and fun. So thanks for helping me choose that, Enneagram people, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hello, everybody. Back with updates about Sorcery of Thorns. It's been like, I don't know, maybe 4 days or something since I last updated you. Did the nails. They are still looking okay. They're getting a little chipped, but you know, you saw them. There they are. They're bright, they're cheerful, they're happy. They actually give me very much Elle Woods vibes from Legally Blonde. Oh my gosh, like this pink is just like totally Elle Woods. That's how I'm feeling about it. But I adore it. It makes me happy when I see it. I'm like, ooh, bright, cheerful. I love it. Anyways, we are here to talk a little bit more about Sorcery of Thorns because I am working my way through there. So I think I'm a little over 300 pages. Yeah, I'm on page 307 now. And this has got about 450 pages. So I'm making some progress and moving through it a little bit. I got a good chunk done last night, I would say. So I'm finding that as much as those first 100 pages, like it took a while to really like feel like I was getting into the story and getting into the writing style, I still don't think the writing is like anything extra or special. It's kind of just average, I would say. I wish that maybe there was a little bit more to it, a little bit less telling, a little bit more showing me. But I definitely am starting to get a little bit more into the plot and a little bit more intrigued by the characters. But I'm still like not super invested in the story. I know Nathaniel and Elizabeth kind of had a moment in one of the last couple chapters, and I was like starting to actually feel that a little bit. So I was like, okay. So when I get into reading the story, I do kind of move through it and I'm excited to keep going. But then I put it down and there's something that's just not saying, pick this back up right now. Like I'm just kind of like dragging to get back to it. So I didn't read it for like several days, and then like I was like, okay, I really need to get back into the story. I need to finish this book. I'm trying to finish it for this readathon, and I've only got a few days left. So I really need to like move my butt. So I actually last night, I think I was around page like 200 when I started reading, and I decided to read. I read it like a couple chapters physically, and then I switched to the audio for a little while, and then my phone died, and so then I read it a little more physically, and I think just like mixing it up and having the audio kind of helped me move through it a little bit more, because once I like started listening to the audio, I was getting more into the story again. And then I was like, okay, and then I started reading it physically, and I was like, yeah, I'm into the story again, so I'm feeling it. So yeah, I don't know, I'm having mixed feelings, because when I'm actually reading it, I am enjoying it, but then like I put it down and I'm kind of like, I don't want to pick it back up. It also could be situational. My life, like the last few days, have been really stressful and overwhelming, and so I don't know, like it's made it hard for me to want to focus on physically reading a book. So I've been reading a little bit more audio wise, but even that, like I just haven't had the energy and mental capacity to read as easily, and I think that's part of the issue as well. So I don't know how much of it is that and how much of it is the book. We'll see. I'm kind of, a lot of those stresses have kind of alleviated. My daughter's first day of school was today, so I actually have some time at home without her to film and edit and do my homework and everything, and not be also trying to juggle spending time with her and keeping her happy and entertained and fed and all of the stuff that motherhood brings. So maybe we'll get more into this and it'll be like smooth sailing. I feel like I'm really hoping I can finish this. I don't know if I'll finish this today, but definitely by tomorrow. I have 150 pages, and that can be, like, some days I can definitely get through that. Other days that can be a little bit of a push, and I'm working through a couple other audiobooks, so I would prefer to only physically read this so I can listen to some of my other stuff that I only have on audio. So that's my little update for you guys on Sorcery of Thorns, and I'll probably be back when I actually finish it. Okay guys, I'm back to wrap up Sorcery of Thorns. I finished it a couple days ago, but haven't had a chance to finish talking to you guys, but I did finish it for the readathon, and yeah, here we are. So, Sorcery of Thorns. I was very excited to read this book. The concept behind it, I really enjoy. I like the idea of all these great libraries with grimoires, and we're trying to protect them because they're supposed to be evil, and the idea of like sorcerers being evil, but like kind of being turned on their heads in the story. Like the concept just really was interesting to me, but the actual conception of it just didn't really work for me. I found that every time I put this down, I didn't want to go back to reading it. And then I would kind of pick it up and I was kind of like, okay, it's going good. It's all right. I don't know. I feel like the writing was just kind of average. Like I wanted a little bit more information and details so I could imagine things, this library better and what these grimoires really look like. I couldn't really like fully form the idea in my head of what anything really looked like in this world. I felt like I never really fully got invested in any of the relationships or with the characters. Like I never felt super connected to any of them, and there wasn't too much more to it. So like as much as the overall concept was an interesting one, it just didn't have enough oomph to like make it that intriguing. And so I don't know, it landed at a 3-star for me because there were things I definitely enjoyed in the story, and like the overall storyline, I feel like could have been maybe even a little bit longer. Like maybe this needed to be a duology so that the author could give you a little bit more of the details and we could get a little more connected to our characters and the storyline. And I definitely could see, like at the end, I was like, had to kind of remind myself that this is one standalone book, that because I could see where she could definitely have ended it in a certain way, that one thing could have gotten wrapped up, but another whole thing could have gotten opened up, and we could have been in this world more and just like had more storyline going on, and maybe we could have gotten to know these characters a little bit more because we would have had a little bit more time with them, and she could have just taken a little bit more time to give us. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that I will actually pick up anything more from this author as much as her concepts and ideas definitely entertain me and interest me. Maybe I'll wait to see how reviews go for any of her books in the future. But I just felt like it was just, the writing was a little lacking for me to actually really enjoy the book overall. So there it is. That's the end of this one, and definitely stick around. There should be one more video coming in the series, and I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Oh, if you made it this far too, put some little swords down below because I know there's a really fun emoji for that. So I'd love to see it and love to talk to you guys. Bye!